Okay, so I played the new Nintendo Switch online playtest. Not really. To be honest with you, I did not get the opportunity to sign up for the thing. It was limited to 10,000 players, and they did it while I was in Arkansas last week, so I wasn't able to sign up for it. However, I was able to watch someone play the thing, and I saw 1 hour of footage. I didn't have to sign anything, because I didn't get in, so I figured, you know what, let me talk about what I saw in the Nintendo Switch online playtest. And I have a lot of theories of what's going on with the online playtest. I'm gonna have the tinfoil hat on big time, but I wanna go over some of the notes that I wrote down of what I saw. And these notes are going to be all over the place because I wrote down, it's like my initial reaction basically of what I'm seeing, so you might hear me say the same thing twice because I'll later realize, oh, that's actually what this meant. So keep that in mind as you are hearing this video. Don't worry, I don't think the Nintendo Ninja should be coming after me considering I didn't sign anything and I wasn't the one playing it. I should be good. It's not under my account. I'm good. I wasn't the one that played it, so Nintendo Ninjas, don't come after me. Immediately as you start the game, you have a color option of 10 icons. Pick your favorite color, basically. Thought that was kind of interesting, and it had the character that you're playing as, which appeared to be kind of like a caveman is what they are going with the design of this character. The story of it seems to be that you are a developer playing a development demo is how they presented it. They had this whole little story mode where it gives you a bunch of dialogue that explains the story so far basically when you're playing this game. So you end up being a caveman that's acting like Minecraft Steve at one point, to then being Spider-Man swinging around with a tail, which was kind of weird. Then with Plushmo at physics, where you're building things and putting things together, fusing things together. And it has a lot of, like, you know, Minecraft, Spider-Man, Pushmo, Death Stranding vibes to it in terms of its features, its building and connecting. And you end up in this little spawn point to figure out where you want to go in this game. It's called like a developer training area, I believe was the term that they used. And you were able to see all the players spawn in. It was like a log, and the game's frame rate was going absolutely crazy because it was having so many people come in at once. And I would like to say it's like this giant world, and there was a bunch of blocks in each area, and each block was a different world that you could visit, is what it looked like to me from what I was seeing. And that really opened the door to a lot of people being able to play other worlds, basically. Each world had people's creations, their creations of turf that they were taking over, basically. The leveling up system was interesting because at one point it wanted you to be level 1 to unlock certain items. And as I was watching the person play, it now wants that person to get to level 5 to unlock more things. I believe I saw Nintendo had this playtest going on for 1 week. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens if someone plays this for a full week to fully get benefits and see how far the leveling system goes into this game. The music was alright, to be honest. It was kind of hard to hear it, but it wasn't like anything like, oh, this is incredible. I can't wait to hear the soundtrack of the playtest program. It was alright. There's nothing, you know, nothing spectacular, but nothing like, oh, this sucks. When you entered one of those worlds, you're given this beacon, and I like to say that this beacon is kind of like you claiming your turf. And the further you take that beacon, the more turf you claim where you can build stuff around it, and it's like lighting up the world. They refer to the world as lighting up the darkness, basically, without the beacon, because there's darkness all around you into the world that you selected in the beginning of that developer test area, I think is what they called it. It looks like there's early stages of a battle system in here. There's a thing called like the darkness of egg that it says that you have to defeat it by doing, I don't even really remember. And then I saw that there was mechanics of a sword animation where you can use a sword to attack things, but it wasn't used to defeat the darkness of egg. It was something completely different. It also had a health bar system where you could die in the game and get a game over. So you can see that these were early stages still being worked on. At one point they have like a running system that you're able to implement with like hitting some button with the boots, I believe, if I recall with what I was seeing. Weren't able to destroy other people's creations, which kind of makes sense with the whole concept of its beacon and using the light to, I don't know. It reminds me a lot of Death Stranding, to be honest. Nintendo's version of Death Stranding. Just like a very different outlook of Death Stranding is the best way I could describe it. But it's got elements of Death Stranding, Minecraft, Pushmo, Spider-Man. It's got all of that, and Caveman. I don't know. It's interesting. It's different. There was also a spectator mode in there where you can watch other people play the game, basically, of the world of what they're building. I'm sure this was made to see Nintendo, the developer themselves. They were probably in there tonight watching people build these creations. This was probably something that was made for that in mind. I also think it was made for something else, which we'll talk about later when we get on the tinfoil hat. Might potentially be a game where you're claiming other people's areas. I wrote that down as just something to bring up, or it could be something else that we'll be talking about later. There was a mode where you could exchange your developer license with the other players, and the way that they did it really makes me think about my whole tinfoil theory being true, but you were basically like exchanging a phone number is how they wanted you to make it look like in the game. You used your tel and had like a handshake, and then it brought up this card and you were like exchanging cards. It was literally like exchanging a phone number is what they were trying to show. And then there was loads of more community features that I saw within it, but I stopped watching. So I was like, you know what? I think I've seen enough. I watched this for an hour. Let's talk about what I saw, and let's talk about theorizing what this means. So I know some people are like, this is probably a new IP. This might be them testing a new IP of some sort, new gaming mechanic, all that. No, I don't think it's a new IP. I know that they put a lot of effort into this playtest demo, and I feel like there's a lot of mechanics into this to make you believe that you are playing a new IP, when really, I think, in my honest opinion, this is a playtest to testing some of the UI features of the next Nintendo console. I think that the Switch 2 is going to be heavily community focused. I think we are maybe seeing like a big advanced version of Miiverse. I think the fact that they had this feature of exchanging developer cards and the extent that they put into it, where you're exchanging information, really makes me think of Miiverse, and kind of how in the Wii U, when you opened up the system, you were in like with a bunch of Miis basically. I feel like we are seeing early stages of the Switch 2 UI being tested here, making sure it works. I'm comparing this a lot to the PlayStation Home out there that was for the PlayStation 3. I think Nintendo is trying to implement elements of the Wii U, Miiverse, and make their own PlayStation Home edition, and this is what we're going to be seeing heavily with the Switch 2 with its UI. It's going to have a bunch of connection features, a bunch of exchanging with the community, a bunch of just overall community things. I think Nintendo is going to be really advanced with this, because we've seen Nintendo go really all out with their UI. Maybe not the regular Switch, but the Wii U was a masterpiece when it came to its UI. I still think that is one of the best UIs out there. And I think there is so much room for potential for them to just go crazy here. And if they're making a PlayStation Home here, this is going to be quite incredible. I think that's why they are having a playtest, because it just doesn't make sense for them to be doing a big test for an IP like this. Maybe it's to generate hype for a new IP, but I just don't see this being the case. I don't think Nintendo would do something like this with the stuff that they've released in the past. I think what they are doing here is making you, the audience, think you are playing a game, when really the main features of this is for its Switch UI system. And I mean, you can just tell with some of the features that was in this, to me, it looked like they just like put that in there to make it look like it was going to be something. Like the whole battle system that I saw. I don't think, if this is a game that we're playing, I don't think this game is going to have a battle system. I think that battle system was literally just made there to make us speculate or something. That's why I don't believe what people are playing are an actual game. I legit think this is just testing its online features for its UI system. Because I believe, if I recall, it's 10,000 people in here right now. That is probably going to be something that they're using to really test the online, because you know Switch is online, people complain about it. I think I know I'm like going out there with the tinfoil hat, but I just don't see with Nintendo's track record of them doing something like this. We know we're getting a Switch 2 reveal at some point. I think this is early stages of the Switch 2 being tested on us. I could be going crazy, but I don't believe with what I saw that this is an actual game. I don't think this is a game. I don't feel like the character designs are something Nintendo would want as the new IP. Although I'm a fan of these caveman designs, I don't see it. I don't think Nintendo would want to make a game like this because there's so much of that out there already. I don't think Nintendo would want to make their own Minecraft. They have too many other online games out there that are huge, like Splatoon, that I feel like they would just, if they were to make another online community-based game, it just doesn't make sense. I feel like they would stick with their Smash Brothers, they would stick with their Splatoon, their Mario Maker. It doesn't make sense for them to have their own type of Minecraft here. Doesn't make sense to it. There is more to this than it being an IP. I don't think this is an IP. I don't think this is a new game. I think this is just a program, or actually, that's the wording that they're using. Program. I don't think they've used the word game here. It's literally just a program is what they have described this. This is part stages of the UI being tested here. The UI for the Switch 2 is going to have heavy online community features where you're exchanging your developer cards, and maybe that's what they're going to call it. Get rid of friend codes and it's developer cards now. I don't know. I think this is going to be huge if it's exactly what I'm thinking it's here. For those that played it, well, I guess I can't really ask you that because I think you're not allowed to talk about if you played it or not. So I was going to ask, what do you guys think of it? But to those that have seen the gameplay out there, what do you think's going on with it? What are you expecting to see from this? Do you think it's an IP? Do you think it's more than an IP? Do you think the tinfoil hat that I got on is just going way too crazy? I want to know what you guys are thinking. If you guys could do me a big favor, please backslash that subscribe button. We're trying to hit 15K by the end of the year, and I'm staying up super late on a work night to edit this video and it come out at the morning that y'all are waking up to get the news here about what this playtest program was. Guys, I have been talking for way too much. Please let me know what you guys are thinking in the comments. I think this is going to be something unexpected. Whether it's a game, whether it's the UI feature being tested, whether it's the online being tested. I know Nintendo has talked about the Nintendo Switch Online is going to be something truly special. I think they made like their 2-year anniversary or 3-year anniversary tweet or something like that for the expansion pack. People thought this was going to be like a GameCube thing, and then we got this. I don't know. I don't see this being what we're thinking with the new IP, but I want to hear what you guys are thinking in the comments down below. Backslash that subscribe button, like the video, check out the YouTube channel, check out the Twitter, check out the Instagram, check out everything in the description, P.O. Box, all that good stuff. Monado Marie, $5 a month, and I will see you guys in the next video. The Nintendo Ninjas, they're not going to be coming after me, guys. Don't worry. Did y'all hear that? Huh. Let me open the door. Who's there? Oh my gosh.